Hey everyone, welcome back to Skygrid with Boomer. I got to tell you, the last 2 or 3 days have been really good grid clearing days. As I mentioned in an episode a while ago, that my goal for the main part of the base was to clear out a 200 by 200 section. While I haven't had that kind of time completely on my hands yet, uh, I have been able to. I'm about to finish right now, actually, the first half of this. I'll have 100 by 200 completely cleared out. And this last drop here actually will officially give me the one half of the base that we're looking to build. One of the things I wanted to take you guys through today a little bit, if you're not too familiar with it, on the server we use, one of the plugins we have is Mcmmo. And it's a, spawner. Hold on, what do we got here? We got ourselves a spawner. Looks like a sheep. We're going to go ahead and leave it for now. But the Mcmmo is a multi-skill, multi-level type plugin that has a whole ton of stuff. And every time you mine, you cut wood, or excavating, or we're chopping down some type of crop or tree or a flower, I should say, we have herbalism. There's a number of different uh, skills that come into play depending on if you're, fighting by hand, if you're falling, is acrobatics, if you're killing mobs with swords. We're going to take a look at Mcmmo today and try to get a better understanding and help you understand how all that works. And so, guys, that's official. Half of this is, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Half of this is done. What I wanted to do was toss that and pick that up and make sure that was an actual oak sapling. We have in the game also some other plugins where not all the oak saplings are actually oak saplings. Like, for example, I just picked up a blueberry bush. So we're going to stick that up there. Apparently I did already fine. We've got blueberry, elderberry, sweet potato, blackberry, lettuce. Yeah, there's more things that as time goes on, we'll get into those a little bit more. But for today, again, I wanted to talk more about the Mcmmo. And to start with, let's kind of clear our inventory out here real quick, and we'll get into this. I just want to dump some of this into my grid clearing shulker just to, if nothing else, get it out of the way. There we go. And let's clear some of this out. All right. So Mcmmo. There we are. Here we go. Let's talk MC top. So we can see who are the top Mcmmo skill point gainers on the server. Currently, I'm the third. I'm right behind Tomba. Renko, I'm not quite sure what they're doing on the server to get a really high Mcmmo. I've been going through the skills trying to find it, and it looks like they've been doing a lot of stuff, been very active. Currently, overall, I'm in third. Tomba's one of the admins on the server. I've been playing with her for 5 years. So we're going to go through some of the skills. If I want to see my specific rank is MC rank, and I can see a list of the specific skills as where do I rank overall on the server. With acrobatics, I expect to be very low down because my rank does not take fall damage. I do not really accrue acrobatic skills. So that'll be one that you probably won't see me too high, at least not until Mcmmo credits become available again on the server. So the next rank is Alchemy, potion brewing. I'm not a big potion brewer. I don't have a whole lot of need for it on Skygrid. Given all the extra tools and plugins that we have, potion brewing is probably going to be more generated for PvP players. That's one that for me, probably not going to be a big deal. Archery, at some point, I will start to pick up a little bit and play with. Again, killing mobs. We've got minions who have that ability. I will have a very insane OP sword put together soon. I've got most of my custom enchants, the crazy enchants, ready to go for those. I'm looking at Inquisitive 5, Rage 3, Vampire 5, and then when our keys come back on the system, we're going to have a Sharpness X, Looting 3, and there might be some Slimefun options that could get added into that as well, so we'll have to see as we're learning more about that. Now, in addition to using swords, you can also kill mobs with axes. So I'm going to plan on putting together an OP axe as well. Excavation. My rank currently is number 1. I've dug up more sand, dirt, grass, gravel, anything that you can mine with a shovel. I'm number 1. So let's kind of take a look at the excavation skill for a minute. So you can see that's currently where it is. Now, a lot of you might look at these numbers and go, man, those numbers are pretty low. Fan on the server did something different than Mcmmo this year. Normally the skill cap level was at 1,000. Mcmmo got a huge upgrade this year, an overhaul of a lot of things work, and you had the chance to set it to either 100 as a cap or 1,000, and he set it to 100. Now, the skills still progress the same way. So currently, if you're at 10, you get a 10% chance to gain that extra skill. Previously, if you're at 100 out of 1,000. So it still builds up the same way. So let's look a little bit at understanding the excavation skill. So if I type /excavation ?1, it's going to bring up the first page. Excavation is the act of digging up dirt to find treasures. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like treasures. The more you do it, the more treasures you can find. So you have to have a shovel in hand. Only certain materials are dug up. So let's look at page 2. Grass, dirt, sand, clay, gravel, mycelium, soil sand, which is in another, of course, than snow. So those are the ones we dig up with a shovel. With a shovel in your right hand, click your ready your tool. Once you do that, you have about 4 seconds, and that's going to activate the Giga Drill Breaker, where as I'm dropping through the grid, if I activate it, additional items are going to be released. It's available with a cooldown, and it triples your chance of finding treasures. So as I was coming down doing some of the grid clearing today, I got a couple of diamonds. I got some discs from grid clearing, some glowstone, and a few other things. So every possible treasure for excavation has its own skill level requirement for it to drop, as it's difficult to say how much it's helping you. The higher your excavation skill is, the more treasures you're going to find, and that each type of excavation compatible material has its own list of treasures. Let's go back to page 6. In other words, you find different treasures in dirt than you would in gravel, and that makes sense. And then the drops are customizable per server. Oops, there we go. And page 7. Okay, that's the guide. So as my level has increased, I'm seeing more and more items that are unique or more valuable, like diamonds, I guess, that have been dropped. Continuing down the list, so fishing, I have not yet set up my AFK fish farm. As you guys are fully aware, AFK fishing has its benefits, but it also is kind of looked at in some places as being a little bit OP because you can get mending and some other items directly out of fishing. Herbalism, direct from growing crops, netherwort, carrot, potato, wheat, beetroot. Mining is another one that I've gotten up there pretty good. Let's look at where we rank in mining at the 3rd. Walt's been working on stone a lot, and others. So a lot of different skills come with the mining as well. Same thing, you've got the bonus amount. But let's look at my mining real quick. Currently, my level is at 68 out of 100 to get the max drop. So I do have the double drop feature where right now a double drop, my level is 68, with 68% of chance of the items I clear with my pickaxe. 68% of the time, I will get a double of that drop. So if I hit stone, 68% chance I have 2 stone blocks. If I hit diamond ore, 68% chance I'm going to get 2 ores. And then I have a Fortune 5 pickaxe, which I can come back and later hit those 2 ores with. There are a couple options in Slimefun for Fortune 5, and there might even be something that's even higher coming. I have a 183% ore yield chance with blast mining and a negative 100% debris getting 2 times the drops. So if I were to change that from the Silk Touch to the Fortune Pick and instead activate the Gigabreaker, um, my yield is going to be much higher. The debris is going to be essentially 0, and I can still get up to 2 times the drop. Now, TNT explosions on the server have been killed off, so the demolition for us will not come into play. As we continue on down the list, repair. I haven't done a whole lot of repair yet. That's placing a gold block. And repair is also a child skill of fishing and salvage. I haven't salvaged much. I haven't fished much. I think I did, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 fishing. So that's probably why I have a little bit of repair. Swords, grinding mobs, easiest way to get your sword level up. Taming, I have not done anything with taming yet. I have not done any unarmed punching of mobs. That's something I probably won't do a whole lot until later. And overall woodcutting, I do have the highest rank. So let's see, MC top woodcutting. I have a significant lead over Tomba, but again, that's simply chopping down trees. Last thing I like about woodcutting is same thing, double drop. So I'm at level 31. So I have a 31% chance. So every time I chop down a big tree, 31% of those blocks can be double drops. If I've got a jungle tree that's 30 blocks tall and it's a 2x2, so there's 120 drops, 31% of that will be yielded extra. So roughly, instead of 120, I'll get 160 blocks. If that hits 100%, I'll get double that tree. Makes for getting wood a lot faster. I can do the same thing with a stone generator if I chose. Now, I have minions working on my stone currently. At some point, am I going to build a public stone generator? We'll have to see. But Mcmmo does bring a lot of unique skills in that can yield a little bit of extra benefits for you. So I would encourage you, as you are grid clearing, to use the proper tools. So if it's a stone item, make sure you're using a pickaxe. If it's a dirt block or clay or sand, be sure to use a shovel. And any wood item or pumpkin, melon, be sure to use the axe. And then if you run into any trees or saplings or plants, simply pick those up and you'll get the herbalism. So one of the things that we're going to do on this big section today, this is the 200 by 100. Let's kind of just hop around here a little bit. We're going to prepare to put down the true first base level. I used a builder's wand, which I believe I've showed in another episode. And I'll feature again here shortly. Where I went through, and as you can see, I've placed stone. This is my working platform, and we are truly in the center of what my base is going to be in this big 200 by 100. My goal here is to pick up anything and everything that you see, all the flowers, the grass, the tall grass. I'm not so worried about the beetroot, but as these can be hard to come by in Skygrid, later on down the road, these items could become valuable. They're bushes. People who love to work on landscaping or are going to need dyes, some of these are going to come into play. And I know some people simply say make a flower farm. Well, great, in the right biomes you can get a lot of it. I am in the dark forest biome, so there are certain flowers I have the option to get here, and there'll be some that I can't. And most of the most of the colors you can make. Two tall trees or plants, the flowers, the rose bush will give you some more red as well. Iron gold. Sorry, a little tired. Where I can get poppies. We've got the blue. We got the yellow again. So there's orange with ink sacs can give us black, gray, light gray. Cactus will give us lime and green. The majority of colors are already there. Again, we've got the red, we've got the blue lapis, it makes blue dye now, so that also gives us purple, magenta, pink, with bone meal and red. So most of the colors are available. Well, the reason I'm going to go through and give me a pair of shears and silk if necessary on some of these is to pick them up and have them available for players later on down the road who want to use these flowers as part of their base building. So I'm going to go through, clear these out. I'll be back in a little while. So guys, if you look around, this 100 by 200 has been completely removed of all flora, flower, plants, you name it, it's all gone. I'll show you what I picked up. This took roughly 10 minutes at the most to run through the entire grid. Section is 200 by 100. And you can see I got a pretty good variety of just about every flower in the game. That was within this biomes range, and I got multiple biomes on a base. But that's a pretty good start, considering that was roughly 2% of the entire base that I'm planning on putting together to clear and to use. So there's already a good start, a good inventory. I've got every color available and a good bunch of flower base to build off with. So I'm going to go get some grass and some dirt. I'm probably going to use more dirt to start with in the center, since I'm going to be active in this area now, clearing all this over here, this 100 by 200. Then any dirt I plant over here next to grass will take off. I'll put a little bit of grass to get it started, and we're going to platform 20,000 grass real quick. Be right back. So guys, I'm going to introduce you to, if I haven't already, the Super Builders one, and I thought I've kind of touched on it, but haven't spent a whole lot of time on it. But this is going to help us platform this area really quick. The Super Builders wand is a kit which is purchasable through the server store. It has 1 million uses, meaning I can place a total of 1 million blocks. When our Get Keys plugin for votes and for watching ads, when the key plugin has been updated, there is a free version of this, a legendary item that places 100,000 blocks. It is a one-time use. It can't be repaired with mending or health forge. Because like a Super Builders wand is a one-time use. So when I've placed 1 million blocks, that wand will die. Now, as with the kit, you get one every 30 days. So let's be honest. 99% of the players on the server will never go through a single Super Builders wand. So unless you are planning on placing 1 million blocks or more, it's probably not the best kit for you to be purchasing. I've historically, I can go through 2 to 3 in one base on one map. I get one every 30 days, so I'm going to have these lying around available for sale at a later date. As you can see, I have 806,000 uses left. So I've already placed almost 200,000 stone alone with this particular wand. So here's how this works. You don't just start placing down blocks and all of a sudden, boom, here you go. We're going to find, I'm going to go ahead and just start here just to make this easier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this the width of the 100. Now the Super Builders wand has the ability to place up to 49 blocks at a time. Because I'm placing a, where does tree come from? Because I'm placing 100 wide, excuse my Mcmmo scale, there we go. Because I'm placing 100, it will take 2 runs of placing the blocks with the wand, and then I'll have a stretch of 2 left, which I'll probably end up doing by hand, just to finish completing. Here we go. I don't want to fall off the grid and go into the void and lose some more tools. So as I said, it's capable of placing 49 at a time, which means we need to go in 25 blocks. So what we're looking for, if that's 1, we're going to 94, 24. So let's just kind of get down here a little bit. 23, 24. Okay. So in this spot, it'll place 24 to the right, 24 to the left, and the 1 in front of me. So let's grab the 1. As long as I have grass in my inventory, this will continue. So if I hit the side of this, look at that. It placed 49 blocks. Now, if I were to mistake and place it on top, it would place the blocks on top. So as we back up, I have to be careful to make sure I hit the side of the block. But look what it just did. In that tiny little span of time, I just placed 490 blocks. 7, 8, 9, 10. There's another 490. You can see just how fast I can clear out a shulker worth of grass. And look at that. That was just 24. So I'm going to go grab another shulker's worth. Grass is over here. So I brought 4 grass with me, and I brought 8 dirt. So let's do dirt. No, we'll save it for later. Let's go ahead and keep going grass. Since I've already got grass placed, it makes sense just to continue placing grass. So the nice thing about this is it can cover a ton of ground in a very short time. The downside is you have to watch, because the moment I run out, it leaves an end open, and then I have to go get more and go back and fill that in. So that was 2 shulkers worth of grass that's already been placed. And just to show you, you can see it's a pretty big area. Unfortunately, I've just lost my coordinate. Here we go, 24, right? Yep, there's 24. Get the right button. So I will continue to platform this, because my base is going to actually start level 1. Y equals 1 is where the base actually ends up. And so I'm placing grass down as my actual base. Well, there's going to be a lot of gravel, a lot of concrete powder going down as my part of my platform. And so had I tried to do it at y equals 0, well, as you know, gravel, concrete powder are gravity blocks. So if I were to have tried this, by the way, how far back are we here? We're just over halfway. Okay. So if I had tried that, everything would have fallen right into the void. And so I had to go through and, oops, 49, so that won't do me any good. I had to go through and place a platform just to get going here, so I could place the gravity blocks down. I'm going to grab just part of whatever's next available. Okay, so now here's the challenge the builders want. 24. If I right click on it, I have no grass in my inventory, so it's not going to automatically place this dirt for me. And so that's going to require me to now start a row of dirt, 49 blocks long. I'm going to go this way again, just so I don't inadvertently find myself falling into the void and getting swallowed up and, losing all my good stuff. Right now I've got all my good stuff on. So we need 24 again. And I'm just going to leave the cords on, because I am getting kind of close to the edge. For some reason I'm experiencing just a bit of lag. So we're going to go a little slower here, just so I don't place one on top. There we go. It seems to be picking back up a little bit. And no, I'm not worried about placing dirt and it all turning into grass, because eventually it's going to spread. As I'm doing 43. No. As I'm doing more grid clearing, this area will be kept active. So I'm not too worried about the grass spreading to the dirt and becoming grass here as we go. But that's just one of the really nice things about this wand, is you can see just how fast you can literally platform an area. And that's what I did with all this stone down here. I used the wand to do this. So what about going vertical? Yeah, absolutely. If you're out to create walls, the builder, there we go. Oh, I just created a challenge for me when I want to click on that platform again. But by all means, yes, the builder's wall will also help you to create walls. You can take this and go vertical too. So if I wanted a vertical wall from void to sky, I could do that as well. I'm just going to pick up right where I left off on the side here, up 43. Go back, get some more dirt. So you can see the advantages that this has. And it'll be really nice again once the keys are restored because the regular Builder's Wand happens to be a legendary key item. The difference with the legendary one, like I said, it's 100,000, but it places 9 at a time. Whereas this has the ability to place 49. Right, 10 more here. Oops, I missed. Or did I miss? Oh, I did it. Look what happened. I went so fast that I ran out of dirt, and now I've got to go back and fill in the ends to catch what it's in place. If I come down here, luckily it's only a few. Yep, just a few. I'll double jump over here. 1, 2, and 3. So it's one of the downsides by going too fast with these, you kind of miss that. So I'll just waste a little time, go back and fill it in. 899. Look at that. So now we can just take it going back the other way. So remember I said it's 49, so I got to measure in 25. Say hello to the protect block. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. So 68 will be 20. So 73 is 25. So at the very end, there's going to be a row of 2 blocks that we'll just manually go back and fill in with the wand. Pretty easy. So here we go again. We're getting close to being done now. You guys are really helping make us go by fast. I'm down to less than 4 shulkers. And remember, I had to place 12 shulkers. Think about how long would this have taken to do by hand? If you were in a survival world, or if you were on Skyblock, imagine trying to place. Essentially, the platform was 1 million, or my platform is going to be 1 million blocks. Imagine trying to do all that by hand, and just how crazy long that's going to take. We're almost done here, guys. Whoops, one. I don't know why I chose those letters. I just did. So this definitely makes to help get this process going a whole lot faster. Because honestly, I want to build. I want to build part of the base. I want to get some farms going. I want to show you guys some of the designs that I've been working on, and I can't really do that once we get the base going. So my goal is to get enough of this base prepped and ready so I can start showing you, because I have 2 really big parts of this base that I can get started, and we'll start that with the next episode. For the most part, we're pretty much done with the platforming here. 6, 5, 4. I just want to make sure I fall off the edge. 3, 2, 1, and 0. Wow, guys. I mean, look at this. Isn't this amazing? Remember I said I was going to be 2 blocks short? As long as I'm not more than 25 away from the center, that way I don't have to really go back and pick up any moss. Well, if I don't go the exact center, will it place 49? No. At most it can place is 25 on one side and 25 on the other. So when you get to the regular Builder's Wand, the most it's going to place on one side is 5. Oops, 99, 9500, there we go. So if I'm not exactly in the middle, it'll still place the maximum to one side of the wand, and then whatever's available on the other. So I've got 2 stacks left to finish this little strip. Let's do it. There you go. Guys, 20,000 blocks in about 2 minutes. This grass will continue to spread. I'm really excited that we now have a platform in place that we can start building. We'll see you at the next episode. If you like this episode, give me a like. Let your friends know, subscribe so that you can get notifications turned on when we get to recording. Remember, when you're on grid, though, guys, you gotta go boomer, you gotta go home. We'll see you later.